I'm on the radar. You see, you got growing like it was Kaiser Permanente. I speak Spanish for Quito, smooth Harry Belafonte. They say too cool and just regular Lonze. And when you hit a tag, it's normally heat behind it. I've been hustling for so long, you know the numbers got grind behind it. Tune to the 329, cause when you tune in the 3, you gotta stay for 29. I've been rocking since my 20s. Technically I started in 1989. Probably before that, probably maybe rewind about 9. That would be about 80, maybe that's by design. I would ask my mama, unfortunately we ran out of time. She'd be proud of a black sheep, and if she didn't say it loud, I know she said it when that poem beat. You know, cause I'm a prized possession. And even if it's not in a confession, this my confession. And even if it's not a confession, this my confession. For real, I say, this shit hard. I'm talking about the beat. This shit hard. And I ain't talking about the beat. Yeah, you know, this shit hard. And I can't even cheat. You know, this shit hard. And y'all walking around thinking this shit sweet. Yeah, y'all stay tuned. Am I on y'all radar yet? This is another EP for y'all. Show y'all how I do. Yeah, just being real for a second, you know. Yeah. I'ma let the beat rock for real. This shit hard.
What's up? What's good? What's good?
Yeah. I'm on the radar. I'm on the radar. You see me? You see me yet? You got to. You got to. Say. People looking at me, the closet hurts. My closet's been smashed, it's full of Zilla shirts. My own worst, they all have fake pacifiers. Looking at the team growing like it was Kaiser Permanente. I speak Spanish for Quito, school of Harry Belafonte. They say too cool, just regular Monte. And when you hit the tag, it's throwing heat behind it. I've been hustling for so long, you know the numbers got grind behind it. Tune to the 329, cause when you tune in the 3, you gotta stay at 29. I've been rocking since my 20s. Technically, I started in 1989. Probably before that, probably maybe rewind about 9. That would be about 80. Maybe that's by design. I would ask my mama, unfortunately, we ran out of time. She was proud of a black sheep. And if she didn't say it loud, I know she said it when that phone beat. You know, cause I'm a prized possession. And even if it's not in a confession, it's my confession. And even if it's not a confession, it's my confession. For real. I say, this shit hard. I'm talking about the beat. this shit hard. And I ain't talking about the beat. Yeah, you know, this shit hard. And I can't even cheat. You know, this shit hard. And y'all walking around thinking this shit sweet. And y'all stay tuned.
All right. What's up, everybody? Beats by Lonze back in the building. Another video for y'all. Today, I just want to chill out and hang out with y'all, man. It is my birthday month. It is Aries season. So, you know how we do. We get to it. So, I just wanted to talk, man. I really don't have nothing planned. Yesterday was a very busy day, so I couldn't really get to the studio. So, today I decided that I'd get over here and stream. So, I think I just want to talk to the people today. So, here's what I'm going to do. Don't make this difficult. I am going to post an invite link. I'm going to post the invite link down in the comment section. And if you want to come on the stream and holler at me and talk with me, I'll invite you to the stream and you can come up one by one and we can have a quick conversation about whatever you want to talk about. However, we're going to keep it PG. We're going to keep it player. We're going to keep it simple. You know what I'm saying? And we're just going to have a good conversation. Now, I think what I'm going to do is on this, I'm going to limit it to, a 5-10 minute viewership, unless the conversation just gets really good where we just continue to go over stuff. Now, only rules I have is be respectful. If there's multiple people on the stream, make sure that you don't overtalk anybody else that's on the stream, and let everybody be able to get their thoughts out. So I named this Freaky Friday because today is a little weird. Not my usual thing that I typically do, but I decided that I still got to get out here and talk to the masses. So first thing I want to talk about is the new MPC update. Now, I know some of y'all saw it. Some of y'all may not have seen it. Don't know what it's about. There's been so many people that covered the MPC update, and I won't cover the MPC update because I have not had a chance to browse it and play with it yet. However, I did update one of my machines, so that's on my list of things to do today is update the machine. So the new update is version 3.4.3. So that came out yesterday, that update. So if you haven't updated it yet, there is the only thing that I've heard about that everybody's raving about is a new splice. They have put the splice icon back in the MPC, so that's dope. I do have MPC MPC Live 1 sitting in front of me, and it is on 2.15, and I have not updated it yet. And right now I plan to not update it until I'm done teaching 2.15 to the masses who are not going to switch over to 3.0. I'll tell you, 3.0 is so dope. I love it. I like I never get tired of looking at the new GUI of the new 3.0. So, couple things I'll tell you I'm excited about. I'm excited about them updating the new MPC software. Actually, we can actually, while we're here, we can actually talk about the MPC software. I can actually show it on the screen so people will know what I'm talking about instead of y'all being in the dark of what I'm saying. Now I want to say that we'll just leave our preferences like it is because we don't need anything. I will say that in this coverage of the MPC software, a lot of times people's issue is going to be that they have not spent time in the controller, in the software, and so they don't particularly like it because they have not spent time in it. However, can you see my mouse? You can see my mouse. Awesome. So, however, the thing that I say about the software is that you can't say you never like a thing or you can't use it or it's unusable if you never used it. Um, I was one of those people who I was always standalone, always used the machine, never ever went into the software that much. And there's people who will not ever touch the software, which is you're doing yourself a disservice because I don't know if you know this or not, but you are not limited to how many plugins that you can use. Like you can use as many plugins as your computer will allow you to use. So if you have like I'm working on a Mac Studio, and it is one tier down. It is one step down from the highest Mac Studio that you can get, and so it is running on the M2, and so you can just imagine that it's doing its damn thing. Um, it has 64 gigabytes of memory. And I think you could have upgraded to get more memory than that, but 64 gigs of memory is all I really need. It's running 2 terabytes of storage, so there are more storage settings that you can get on other Macs. But anyway, I got a step down from the highest one that you can get. So yeah. So anyway, back to what I was saying. If you want to use plugins, you have unlimited plugins. You want to use tracks, you have unlimited tracks. And if you wanted to record in it and record vocals, you're able to record vocals in it. You're able to do everything in this DAW. You're able to do everything in it that you would be able to do in any other DAW. You can bring in. Now I haven't per se brought in vocals from another vocals that I already had into it and then mixed them and mastered them and stuff like that. But I'm sure that the possibilities is there. Um, but anyway, you miss out on a lot of opportunities when you don't use the software. And I know people want to get away from the computer. They don't want to be in front of the computer. Um, everybody wants to go dollars, but the option is there. That's what I'm telling you, is that the option is there. And why throw away, why squander the option if it's there? I'm trying to stop my gestures from moving. It's on my other monitor. All right. So why not use what you got? So let me close out a couple things. But anyway, just looking at the software, it's pretty much you can kind of figure it out if you look at it. So you see the house, that's where you go back home to the main screen. The next screen that you see right now is the track view. So you can actually see your tracks. So here you have your symbols that show you what you're gonna do. You're gonna erase. That's your pointer. That's your marquee. And if you just hover your mouse above the icon, it'll tell you what it is. If you want to split, if you want to mute, that's all there. Snap absolute. You can snap relative. You can snap. Those are the two snaps that you can have. And you can undo and redo. That's all right there. So you have every knob and every transport knob and control that you would need is right there inside the MPC software. All right, so now if you go over to the third icon, you go into program edit. It's where you have your keyboard bed. And in the keyboard bed, you're able to see, and I don't have my, let's see. I don't have a sound in here, so let's see if let's put a sound in here. I didn't come prepared for this stream to show y'all the software, but all right. So this is MIDI. So, But anyway, let's go on to the next one. So the next one you have is your channel mixer. As you can see down here in the bottom, you have your channel mixer. And what I typically do is I take this and I actually have this channel mixer on my other screen. So you can do in your mixer settings, you can have it, you can check and show all the things that you want it to do. So if you want to show sub mixes, show audio tracks, show pad with samples, all of that can be inputted on your freaking mixer. So I'll go back and take those off. Show sub mixes, show pads with samples, and I think it was one more I had on it. Show audio tracks. I'll leave that on there. But anyway, pretty much what I do is when I'm like on this side of the studio where I have the monitor on the wall, I can put the mixer on the up top and I can just mix from there. So then you have the drop down box where you can do all the things that I just showed you in the first 4 things. You have the drop down box where you can see the rest of them: sample, edit, pad mixer, step sequencer, sampler, looper, pad, mute, track mutes, next sequence, song, MIDI control. So everything that you have as a button in the menu screen, that is what that is for. And then if you come over to this, the three layer box, you have your file. Just like in your computer, you go file and then, open a project or whatever, or open a document. You have file. So you have new project, new from template. You can load your recent files, all of that stuff. And you can export you can export an expansion. You can export a pattern. You can export an audio mixdown. In the edit mode, you have your regular edit stuff. Anything dealing with editing is in the edit mode. So if I was in a sequence and I wanted to delete a bar, copy a bar, you can do everything from the sequence menu. You got the track menu. You can do everything that you need to do to a track. You can make the events go double speed, make the events go half speed. In the program, you have your pad colors. So anything that you want to do to a program, if you want to duplicate a track, duplicate the actual program, merge, copy pads, that's all in the program. Tools, this is just your settings where you can set up your metronomes, your 16 levels, pad keys. So it's just pretty much you can click on it and tell it where you want to go as far as your tools. So the tuner is there. So for you all who are trying to find the key of a sample, the tuner is there for that. That is very important. Sometimes I don't use that, but especially when you having bass notes, you can also do that. All right, so we don't have anybody that want to go live with me right now, so that's cool. I can continue talking about the software. But anyway, here you have your folders. You can actually save your folders to go to wherever you want them to go. Right now, I just have my desktop and my documents folders saved in here, and everything else is MPC content folders. What I want to do is, as you can see, I'm clicking on the icons at the bottom. They probably could have did a better I was gonna say they probably could have did a better job with the icons, figuring out the icons. But again, if you hover over the icon, it tells you what it is. Project info has a P on it, so I guess that's easy to figure out. Project notes here, you can I add in the information for your project notes: the title of the track, the artist, original artist, the album. This is good for when you're doing your copyright stuff. This is good for, like, say for instance, you got a sample and you forgot where you got your sample from, you can come in here and type in notes like sample received from YouTube from artist Chris Brown, song named Emotional 2025, original producers, blah blah blah. And if you had that information on an iPhone, you can copy it from your iPhone and paste it to your Mac into this actual what's his name. Another thing that I use is Mac Apple Notes, and you can always go in and copy and paste notes in there. So that project notes is really good for that. Here you have your action button, your undo history, where it can show you what actions you've done. Then you have the media browser. This is where you can see your expansions and all your media. So that's really player and really cool, and always come in clutch. So that is that. All right. So actually, let me go to my stream and change my stream name. Freaky Friday MPC Talks. All right, so let's MPC Talks. All right, so people will see that I'm not on no crazy stuff. But anyway, so I'm talking about the software. The software is actually dope. I actually like it. Now I'm back to my main screen, and now I know that in my tools I went to the MIDI keys, and I particularly like to start with the pads. So and I'm just going through the actual the modes so you can see what the screens look like. There's no sample in there, so this there's nothing to see for the sample. That's next sequence, and then we'll go back to main mode. So that's what it looks like. Actually, let's plug up the live one, and go to controller mode so you can actually see how it works. If you got any questions about anything we're talking about, you welcome to leave comments inside the chat. And let me log on to my YouTube so I can see from my YouTube. All right. All right, cool. All right, so everything looks good. All right, so let's see. What else can I tell you all about the software? All I can tell you is it's easy. You just got to spend time with it, and you don't really have to look at the software much if you don't want to. You can actually just look at your controller. And let's get my camera over to that area so you can see. Do I want to go high? I tell you what. Let's do some adjusting of this camera so you can kind of see a different view. All right, cool. So we'll do that. Probably be easier to move the MPC one back over to that side. All right, so we're gonna go empty project. We're gonna go to controller mode, menu, MPC, controller mode. Make sure we're good. So it's gonna look for the computer quickly. And once it looks for the computer, it's gonna put your hard drives and your any drives that you have. I have SD card. I have a hard drive in the MPC one as well. Another thing, y'all don't want to put anything on your internal drive. And when we say internal drive, that means the internal drive that came with the machine to make the computer run. You don't want to put anything on that drive. So let me all right, cool. So I just edited my SD card so it says SD card. All right, so let's get some sounds in this bad boy. All right, so I like to always start out with my drums, and I always like to start out with expansion. Now let's go back. Make sure our timing is on. So let's see what this is. All right, so let's chop. All right. All right, so let's go. go to plugin. Let's go to I want to find. There we go. All right, let me activate my sub factory real quick. That's another thing that's frustrating right now is that sometimes the freaking logging in of the preferences go out sometimes. So let's see, where is, ring the alarm. All right, cool. So we good now. Let's try that again. Let's go back to sub factory. There we go. Let's look at that. Let's look at that loop and see. It says it is C. It says it's in the key of C. So let's go to the key of C. gonna go on to another track. We're gonna find a different drum. Is it giving y'all all of my sauce? Let's see if it's giving you my sauce on the screen. Nah, it ain't giving you all of the sauce. Cool. So what we'll do is we'll go to the end where we got that at, and we will cut the velocities of those down. We'll cut it down so it ain't hitting too hard. Alright, cool. What we'll do is can you see it on the screen? Yep, you can see it on the screen. Awesome. So I'm going to cut. I didn't mean to get all of those. Only meant to get just that. There we go. All right, so now I'm going to change. I'm gonna change this sample up. Too busy. So we'll start back over on that chop. It's a little too busy. So let's see what else was in there. Oh. let's see what that feels like. All right, so let's go edit. I got to figure that out. Why I'm not hearing the auditioning of my samples when I chop. All right, so stop. Convert to new program. Let's see what's happening in here really quick. Let's see. So I got my record on. Dun, 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 dun. Audio can't be audio. Let's go back to edit. Alright, let's see what's Oh, that's the new sample that I put in there. So dun, 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 dun. So let's go back. Let's get out of those are all bases. You know what I wish I had? I wish I had the new freaking 3.0 so I could use those native instrument plugins. That's what I need Let's see. Let's see what Jura talking about. So let's go back to, let's mute that. Let's go to some chords. Let's change maybe out. Let's do some progressions. I do gotta add the progressions in here. Forgot about that. So let's see, go back. Totally different freaking so we gotta take that out. So what we want to do, we want to delete it, clear it, clear. to see. All right, so dun, 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 dun. Can't be another piano on top of a piano. Friday. Dun, 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 dun. Oh my gosh, that one took me through the ringer, boy. That took me through the ringer. But anyway, that's just how it goes. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss, and sometimes you hit right in the middle. But anyway, happy Friday to y'all. Man, I was out in the yard yesterday. What I feel bad for you, man. You be out in that grass all the time. I was out cutting the grass yesterday, and I knew it. I knew that it was gonna mess me up today, so I'm feeling it in my sinuses and all that kind of stuff. So, I think that's all I got for you today, and I hope y'all doing well. Hope you have a good weekend. I got to get back to figuring out my camera situation. I got some new cameras, and they're being really picky right now with this Mac, so I got to figure that out. But anyway, I hope y'all got a little bit out of what I was talking about as far as the MPC software. You don't have to use the software. You can do everything I just did inside of the MPC standalone. I just like to use the computer, which, as you can see, I didn't use much of the computer, but I like to use the computer just for the off chance that you can bring in more plugins than just the stock MPC plugins, and you can just kind of just get to messing around with a DAW. So the only thing that I didn't discuss in talking about the new MPC update is that they did not drop the Force update yet, which is that's what I've been waiting on the Force update to come. So yeah, so I think that's pretty much all I got for y'all. Thank y'all for joining. Thank y'all for watching. And I'll catch you on the next stream. So I'm going to leave y'all with one of my favorite songs I dropped in the last couple tapes. This is produced by Beats by Wugger, who's in the chat. Y'all give him a follow. Y'all check him out. And he's a dope producer. And I'm trying to play catch up with him right now. So the name of this is This Shit Hard. This is on the Zay and Wugger Files. I think it's on Zay and Wugger Files Part 3, maybe? Oh no, it may be on Part 1. But it's on Zay and Wugger Files. Go check it out on Bandcamp, beatsbylonze.bandcamp.com. And I'll check y'all out later after this song plays.
Looking at the team growing like we was Kaiser. Yeah. I'm on the radar. You see me yet?
Actually, it's not on the Zay and Wugger Files. It's on the Radar. It's on the Radar album, which is still produced by me and Wugger, but predominantly 95% is produced by Wugger. So back to the song.
You got to. Zay. My nigga. People looking at me the closer it hurts. My closet's mismatched, it's full of Zilla shirts. My own merch, LFA and pacifiers. Looking at the team growing like we was Kaiser. Permanente, I speak Spanish with Quito's full of Arabella Monte. They seem too cool, just regular Monte. When you attack is only get behind it. I've been hustling for so long, you know the numbers got grind behind it. Tune to the 329, cause when you tune in the 3, you gotta stay to 29. I've been rocking since my 20s. Technically, I started in 1989. Probably before that, maybe rewind about 9. That would be about 80. Maybe that's by design. I would ask my mama, unfortunately, we ran out of time. She was proud of her black sheep. And if she didn't say it loud, I know she said it when that phone beat. You know, cause of my pride possession. And even if it's not in a confession, it's my confession. And even if it's not a confession, it's my confession. For real. I say, this shit hard. I'm talking about the beat. This shit hard. And I ain't talking about the beat. This shit hard, and I can't even cheat. You know, this shit hard, and y'all walking around thinking this shit sweet. Yeah, y'all stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Am I on y'all radar yet? This is another EP for y'all. So y'all how I do. Yeah, just being real for a second, you know. Yeah. I'ma let the beat rock for real. This shit hard. I ain't talking about the beat. Yeah, this shit hard. And I can't even see. This shit hard. And y'all walk around thinking shit sweet. I'm talking about the beat. Yeah. This shit hard. I'm talking about the beat. This shit hard. And y'all walk around thinking shit sweet. We're gonna be. Yeah. This shit hard. I'm talking about the beat. This shit hard. And I ain't talking about the beat.
Peace, peace.